2K family, I have a discussion. Let's talk about shooting in 2K25. I'm curious to see where those of you who watch this video stand on the 2K25 shooting. Now, I've scrolled Twitter slightly and I've seen people saying don't touch shooting, don't buff shooting, while also seeing people saying shooting needs a buff. So now I'm asking you, what do you think? Me, my opinion on shooting is skewed, if that's the proper term to use, or limited. The reason why it's limited is because I am a point guard. My job is to involve teammates. Essentially, my job is to get the best shot available every single possession of every single game that I play. So shooting for me, I don't really feel it as much, because during a game or during my rec game or my proving ground game or my games online, me shooting is not the best option during that play, and then we get wide open shots. But I am struggling to get as many assists as I should because of the shooting. Now, I need you guys to help me explain the shooting logic to me, because this is what I see here. You have low risk, low reward, normal risk, normal reward, high risk, high reward shooting, or difficulty based shoot. Those are 4 different shooting options. 4 different shooting options in a game with hundreds of thousands, if not millions of people playing. Logically speaking, I would think that the high risk, high reward shooting is the most skilled shooting option, while difficulty based may be the lowest shooting rating option. But the discussion and the question that I have is that how can you determine who's a better shooter in 2K25 if there's so many options to shoot with, right? We gonna leave the jump, release, set point, and push options. We gonna leave them out the way. But if you're a shooter and you shooting, let's say you shooting 50% on low risk, low reward shooting, and this person is shooting 50% on high risk, high reward shooting. Are they the same shooter, or is there one better? I don't know the intricacies of the differences between the build, the options of shooting. I'm under the impression with the little knowledge that I have that high risk, high reward shooting rewards users for timing their shots even when the defense is good. And I know that low risk, low reward shooting kind of gives leeway to players who mistime their shots. But how do we know who's the better shooter? How do we know if you're actually good at shooting, or is the option that you pick the reason why you can shoot as well? To me, I think if you have somebody who is shooting 50 to 60% on high risk, high reward shooting, that's a good shooter. Somebody shooting 50, 60% on anything other than that, you might be decent at shooting, but I don't think you're better than a high risk, high reward shooter. So what do you think? What do you consider to be a good shooter now? Because before, in previous 2Ks, it was all one option of shooting, or I guess you can say 2: meter shooters and no meter shooters, right? No meter shooters had bigger green windows than meter shooters, but yet meter shooters had a little bit more forgiveness on their jump shot, right? But now, with all the elements that can go into a single jump shot, how do you determine if this person could really shoot or not? It's confusing. And I'm not making this video complaining about shooting. So please do not come into my comment section complaining about shooting, saying that I'm crying about shooting. I'm not crying about shooting. I'm just trying to get a better understanding of what is a good shooter in this game. Because I've seen people make whites while I have to green everything. Or some of my teammates might have to green everything because they chose to shoot on high risk, high reward. And I get it. Well, why would you choose high risk, high reward shooting if you're not in proving grounds? The same reason why folks decide to play the game on Hall of Fame, aside from rookie. Maybe it's a morality thing. Maybe it's just giving yourself a challenge. Maybe you just don't want to be a sissy. You want to play on the hardest difficulty to determine that you are actually good or skilled at this said game. So what do you think is a good shooter? Who do you think is a good shooter? Are high risk, high reward shooters good shooters? Or are you just a good shooter because you just make your shot based on your mode? I've seen some people out there saying that they are money with a 70 rating, 75 rating. I've seen players with 90 plus ratings and still kind of miss and make. And you know what I mean by miss and make. Miss and make is like for every 2 that they might hit in the game, they gonna miss 3. And as a point guard of my nature, of my caliber, it does get a little bit annoying when you are literally throwing to somebody who is butt naked open, whether they in the corner, the wing, the top of the key, the mid-range, where literally you throw them the ball, their man has helped off of them, the center has jumped, there are literally 3 people on you in the paint and the ball is gone and they brick. But I'm learning to become more understanding and more, how should I say, more aware that because I don't shoot as many shots as my teammates may shoot throughout a game, I cannot really comment on something that I'm not doing, right? So it's hard. I don't think it's fair for me to try to go at my teammates or players in this game who are struggling to shoot when I don't shoot as many shots as they do. I probably average like 4, maybe 5 shots a game, and like 90% of my shots are going to be a layup in transition. Can I shoot? Yeah. Does my build have high shooting in it? Yeah. But my play style doesn't revolve around shooting. So I can't really speak on it like somebody who might shoot 12 to 15 shots per game. But I'm just going off of what I see. It seems to me that shooting has become so difficult for some people because they have challenged themselves with high risk, high reward shooting, that they're willing to come up off of that hill just to try to even the playing field, which then just comes down to just, like I said, like, what is you doing? You know, what do you think 2K is going to do with the shooting? Do you think 2K is going to buff it? Do you think they're going to leave it where it is? Or do you think that they're going to like open up windows for people who use high risk, high reward shooting and then kind of close some windows for people who use anything other than that? Let me know what you think.